Okay. So I know that we've gone over this kind of conversion table before. 12 inches equals a foot, 3 feet equal a yard, 36 inches equals 1 yard, 1,760 yards equals 1 mile, 5,280 feet equals 1 mile. Okay? Something that we've talked about before is how the basis or fundamentals of math all build on the idea of multiplying, dividing, adding, and subtracting. Okay? So, in order to find or find conversions, we either have to multiply or divide. It's never adding or subtracting to find conversions. Okay, does everybody understand what I mean by conversions?
Yes.
Okay, what is a conversion then? Since everybody said they understood what it is. Somebody raise their hand. What is a conversion? Yes, Victoria.
Also known as an equation.
No. Conversion is not necessarily an equation. Yes, Alexa.
When I think of conversion, I think of you converting things.
Yes. Good. Good. Conversion is converting one thing to another. So changing feet to inches or changing inches to feet. That is a conversion. Okay, so guys, next time, don't say yes when you don't know what it is. Okay, don't be quick to do that. So if you look here in this section right here, this question, this example is asking how many inches are there in 6 feet? Now, based on the table right here, we know that there are 12 inches in 1 foot, right? So if we think about this logically, if we think about the proper order to go, if we know that 1 foot equals 12 inches, then for 6 feet, we would multiply the 6 times the 12 inches to get 72 inches. Okay, everybody see that?
Yes, sir.
So if I asked you how many inches are in 1 foot, let's say I ask you how many inches are in 1 foot and 3 inches. 1 foot and 3 inches. How many inches would that be total? Now this is a little bit different, it's a little bit tricky. Okay, how many inches would that be in total? Right, Leo? How did you get 15 inches?
I did 12 because 12 inches in a foot.
Uh-huh.
I added 3 inches.
Very good. So that would be 15 inches.
That's what I did.
Okay, does everybody see that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So what Riley O said was she took 1 foot, which is 12 inches, added the 3 inches to it to get 15 inches. Okay? So now we're going to go backwards. We're going to go the other way. So this one is asking, well, there we have 72 feet. How many yards does that make? 72 feet, how many yards does that make? Well, we know that 1 yard equals 3 feet. So right here, this one, right? 1 yard equals 3 feet. So if 1 yard equals 3 feet, put your hand down. 1 yard equals 3 feet. The example that they're showing is that you take the 72 feet, divide it by 3 yards, or 3 feet per yard, to get 24 yards. Now, how do you know that you should divide instead of multiply? Anybody? What tells you should divide instead of multiply? Victoria? Huh? It took more time? That doesn't have to do with how long it takes. Abe? Yes, and why do you want to make it smaller? Almost the other way around. So we can look at it this way. if this is a yard, let's say that's a yard. Okay? So if that's a yard, then we're going to draw another box that's about the same. And it's divided into threes because 3 feet, see how 3 feet equals 1 yard, right? But which number, so we have 1 yard and we have 3 feet. Which number is bigger? Just the numbers, 1 or the 3? Leif? 3. So since we're converting feet into yards, we're converting a bigger number into a smaller number because the unit of measurement is smaller. Or I mean, the unit measurement is bigger, the number is going to be less, so we divide. So in other words, if we're going from something smaller to bigger, we divide. So a foot is smaller than a yard, right? So going from foot to a yard, we divide. But if we're going from something bigger to smaller, like up here, the feet to inches, then we multiply. Okay? So everybody should write that down. Let's go ahead and write that down. And I'm going to write it on here too. So bigger to smaller, you multiply. Bigger to smaller, you multiply. Bigger to smaller, you multiply. No, not right now. Bigger to smaller, you multiply. Now, the reverse is true too. Smaller to bigger, you divide. Smaller to bigger, you divide. So in this case, because we're going smaller to bigger, we divided. Okay, so 72 divided by 3. And notice how feet have to be divided by feet. So the same unit of measurement has to be divided by the same unit of measurement. Okay, you can't divide feet by yards. Feet have to be divided by feet. So you converted 1 yard into 3 feet. And after dividing, 3 goes into 7 2 times. You get 3 times 2 is 6. Subtract, you get 1. Then 3 goes into 12 4 times. And they didn't finish this, but that's okay because we're not learning about long division. No remainder. So the answer is 24 yards. Does anybody have any questions?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay.
There's a math